Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we get into the trading week, I've just been keeping an eye on the vaccination progress around the world. You know, Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, all these vaccination companies are battling against each other to see which one is going to be the most prolific. Obviously, AstraZeneca have had a few bad headlines in the last few months since it has been licensed and ready to go for the public. And it's got another, let's say, grey cloud hanging over its head in Australia this time, as a lot of people are cancelling their appointments to have the AstraZeneca vaccination in favour of other known remedies out there, such as Pfizer, that have actually had a good outlook and not had any bad headlines. So we've seen AstraZeneca recently being linked to forms of blood clots and unfortunately some fatalities. It hasn't actually been proven, but it's not been a good headline over a company when you do get accused of these things. So doctors in Australia have seen a number of people cancelling their vaccine appointments when they have been scheduled to have the AstraZeneca jab, and it comes after the government guidance that only over 60s should have the jab and no one else really. So in other countries it does look like it's going the same. In Europe and the US, they are maintaining that only a certain age group should have the AstraZeneca jab and no one younger, and under 60s have been advised to get the alternate Pfizer or Moderna shot, of which there are limited supplies, unfortunately. And believe it or not, AstraZeneca is actually one of the most worldwide used ones because it's easier to get hold of, whereas, like I just said, Pfizer is running short of supplies. And in poorer countries such as African nations and Asian nations, they are actually having a complete limit on supplies for all vaccinations, which is a bit of a shame. And this comes as a lot of African nations are experiencing a third wave of the infections at the moment. So on Monday, the South African president called for an end to vaccine hoarding by wealthier countries as his government scrambled to curb a steep rise in cases, which has just taken over the country. So lots of things to look out for in the headlines. Obviously, if Pfizer are looking to get, to be the most popular one, then we have to look at their share price and make sure that we're not missing anything. So I just want to look on Pfizer first of all today. The last time I looked at it, I was looking at these previous peaks and troughs, and once I'll just zoom in for a bit better clarification. Once we failed to achieve this previous peak here, I automatically put a sell position in, and now my sell position is running until it hits this previous low here. And more significantly, we have breached the top border of the Ichimoku cloud as well, so this gives a good indication that the bias is on the downside, and if we do break this line, then further downside could commence, and I'll be looking to previous lows that we've seen at the beginning of March, roughly down to the mid $30 range. So something very important to look out for there. Not too much in the way of divergences on the RSI. Just bring it down to the intraday chart as well. As you can see, we're only going one way at the moment. We have actually been submerged in this Ichimoku cloud. It is very thin at the moment as well, which there is an impetus that it could pop out the top end. So if it does, again, the sell position will be less favorable then for myself. So I'll just be looking to see what the opportunities are there as well. We saw a slight bearish divergence on the RSI a few sessions ago, but nothing in the way of anything more recent. Just waiting for more clues on the RSI there for a little bit more of a breakout. And just a quick look on AstraZeneca as well. I'll bring it out to the daily chart. I want to show you this ascending channel that I've noticed. We had a bit of a false break here, so we'll just ignore that. But at the moment, the bias is generally on the upside. Just waiting to see what the next opportunities are, if we are going to break out to the upside formally. And to give us more direction on where to go next. Obviously, these recent peaks will be nice targets here, roughly at the 8790 zone. Again, when it comes to divergences on the RSI, nothing in the way at the moment to sink my teeth into, but we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. And as I said, intraday, a bit like Pfizer, we are looking a little bit more bullish on AstraZeneca than we are Pfizer at the moment. So we'll just wait and see what the headlines will do. Obviously, it might have been priced in already because AstraZeneca have had some negative headlines for the past few months since their vaccination was out on the market and released. So we'll just wait and see what the potentials are. You could say there's a slight bearish divergence there, but it's not really slowing down momentum as we're waiting to break out freely from this top border. So just a few things to look out for and keep an eye on as we go into the third quarter, and end the second quarter of 2021, and we'll see what's in store for the next 6 months with the vaccination progress and the pandemic. So that's all from Stockwatch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.